The German army is locked into combat on the shores of Normandy. They've held this land since World War II for nearly 80 years. But the US Army wants it. They're returning decades later after their initial D-Day. This is D-Day Part 2. And hopefully this time around, it's not a failure. What's going on, gamers? It's your boy, Daily Tactics here, and today we're back with another D-Day battle. This time around, we've got a modern D-Day in an alternative universe where the German army never gave up the beaches of Normandy. So, the US has returned after their failed D-Day invasion years ago, once again, to try and take it back. I sadly couldn't get the ships to land on the sand, so we're gonna say they just landed. The US soldiers have disembarked and they're ready to attack now. They also have some strikers and things like that were equipped with flotation devices, so they have a little bit of vehicle reinforcement on the beaches here as well. As for the Germans, they've got MG43s up here, which are insane. They've also got just a wide variety of snipers, assault rifles, etc. They've got some large tanks as well, and then mortars in the back line, as well as, they've got some of these turrets that shoot rockets and actual turrets as well with heavy machine guns on them too. So it's going to be all-out warfare here. I might turn up the render distance a little bit because it's very cloudy on this battlefield. But yeah, either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please be sure to hit that like button. Let's try and get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Helps you out a ton in the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 400,000 subs. And comment down below if you'd like to see more modern D-Day battles. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Wait, nope, that's my outro. Let's get this battle started. That's the intro. All right, gamers, here we go. I did turn up the render distance so there's less fog on the battlefield. We're going slow-mo for the start here, and I'd actually like to watch one of these tanks on the shoreline here, see how it ends up doing at the very beginning. Pressing start right now, and let's check out what goes down in this modern D-Day in Call to Arms. The tank takes aim, and it fires a shell right into one of the strikers with the large cannon on the top. That is definitely a prime target for that tank to go after. After all, the strikers with large cannons on top are capable of taking those things out, those large tanks out. So, going for the troop carrier striker with just the machine gun on top, probably not the best. Either way, that striker has unloaded its soldiers now, and they're going to be moving on forward. Additionally, lots of other infantry begins to scramble up the beach here. It seems like perhaps another attack did happen on this very beach moments before, and this is more of like a wave 2 or something along those lines. But the Germans look extremely ready for these guys. They've got so many soldiers ready and willing to defend to the bitter end. And we've got some shots just striking the sandbags right here. Unlucky for the US Army right there. Very lucky for the Germans. Also, there are claymores dotting the beach here and there, so US soldiers and tanks can hit those and end up blowing sky high if it comes to that. All right, we do have more fire coming on the right side of the beach. We've got assault riflemen beginning to fire out. Oh, a gnarly shot there from that tank, taking out one of the strikers that the US Army has there. Somehow that infantryman managed to survive, but he's about to get crushed. No! Oh, he's okay. Just barely missed him. This is the luckiest soldier I think we've ever seen. Holy cow, that man is one lucky ducky. Either way, more US soldiers begin scrambling up the beach here, taking cover behind barbed wire and tank traps wherever they possibly can to protect themselves from the incoming chum and fire. Germans on the machine guns here, spraying out. These static machine guns are going to be prime targets for the US Army here. If they survive for too long, it'll just be devastating for the US. It looks like a couple of German soldiers up here have ended up going down relatively early on. This bunker has been cleared out, actually, of... Oh, I think the German soldiers in that bunker glitched out of it and are now in the front of the bunker. Did that happen with the other bunkers too? Hold up. No, these soldiers are fine in their bunker. I don't know what happened with that one. This bunker does have soldiers firing away. Wow, this looks so cool. Whoo, baby. World War III is upon us here with the German army and the US Army defending. This is absolutely insane. I want to get some good screenshots here because this just looks so unbelievably cool. These two MG43s reloading real quick, but they'll start ripping and roaring yet again pretty soon as they finish up loading up, or maybe their guns have overheated. Either way, they're taking a bit of a breather. They do have a sniper with them here, which is pretty cool as well to see this bunker just absolutely kitted out to the max. But here we go. We've got machine gun fire coming from these bunkers yet again and peppering the U.S. soldiers down below. U.S. soldiers are taking some incoming heat. Oh, that soldier gets shoved back by the power of those rounds. You can see the tracers flying by their heads as well on the beach here. We've got some more deaths in the U.S. Army right now as they try to push on forward. It seems like they're going down two routes, this route and then this route over here is pretty heavily packed with U.S. soldiers. And then actually on the left side over here, we've got some serious attacks as well. We've got a grenade launcher for the U.S. over here peppering this bunker with fire and taking out all of the German soldiers from within. Pretty devastating stuff right there. But there are more Germans to the right, ready and capable of firing away and taking out the rest of these U.S. soldiers over here. However, those strikers seem to be doing tremendous damage to them. This is that grenade launcher striker right here. These things, once they're reloaded, it can take a while to reload them, but once they are reloaded, can absolutely tear apart a defense, as we saw that happened with the other one over this way. So we'll see if that thing does pepper out some more fire this way. Ooh, we've got a massive explosion hitting this striker out here. That must have been from the German tank. Yes, German tank up here firing out and just with devastating effect towards the U.S. Army down below. We've also got these mortars up here that are firing out and should be hitting some of the beach invaders that are happening. All right, let's go and bump it up a speed here and really get into the action now. We've got bunkers here for the Germans, peppering out as much fire as they possibly can, wanting to defeat as many American soldiers as they can in a timely manner. The more they kill early on, the easier the later on parts of the battle will end up being for them. Oh, it just looks so cool. Come on, U.S. folk. Come on. For the U.S. Army. Let's get it. For France. France has not had its freedom in nearly 80 years. Come on, folks. Oh, we've got a bazooka ballet over here. Maybe he'll take out that tank up on the beach there for the U.S. Army. That would be a big kill right there. I have to say, the U.S. are nice and spread out, which really, I think, is helping out their assault tremendously. I think it's preventing them from just getting completely wiped out early on. And they've just got so many soldiers left alive in various places that I think they could go the distance with this battle. And they are taking out Germans bit by bit, which is definitely a good thing as well. One striker did try a large-scale assault over here on this side of the battlefield. Ended up going down. They've only got one left over here to continue this fight. We're going to go into normal speed now. I think that's enough slow motion for this battle. More U.S. soldiers just sort of sitting back here and doing some cover fire. Here comes the striker. It is moving in. And it gets hit. That was easily predictable. I don't know exactly what this striker was thinking, but the U.S. really doesn't have many vehicles left alive currently. I gave them quite a number of them, and they are all just smoking and smoldering on the battlefield at this point in time. They have not utilized their vehicles to their fullest potential, I feel like. Many of them were smacked down pretty brutally. They could have been providing a lot of really good cover for the U.S. soldiers in the ground invasion here, but instead now the U.S. soldiers are sort of on their own here. The far right over this way, though, does seem to be pushing pretty far forward. We've got grenades being launched by the U.S. soldiers up and over these hills here to try and take out some of these defending German soldiers behind the barbed wire over here. That is a very good sign of some U.S. war prowess here, which is lovely. Did this tank get taken out? Nope, it is still firing away. I'm not sure if its main gun can really hit at that angle, though, so it seems like maybe the machine gun is going to have to take over for the remainder of this battle for the German soldiers here. The U.S. bazooka troopers hopefully could get forward and help out a little bit. Right now, we're seeing mainly just grenades getting tossed from side to side here with the grenade launchers of the Germans and the grenade launchers of the U.S. soldiers. It really is just back and forth with grenade launchers, which is really funny. All right, well, it is a good way to clear out an enemy higher or lower than you that you don't actually have an angle on, so it's pretty cool warfare to be seeing. Not something you see every day in Men of War Assault Squad 2, because there aren't grenade launchers in Men of War Assault Squad 2, well, unless you're modding it, but you know, we'll just ignore that fact, because I guess most of the time I do mod Metaphor Assault Squad 2. It's fine. Everything's fine. Either way, just 2 more soldiers up here defending. Oh, and they both get domed right there. And the U.S. has finally cleared out an opening to the rest of the defenders here. So they're going to start making their way this way. Hopefully they do have a couple more bazooka troopers to finally take this tank out. It would be tremendously helpful, or at least they have some anti-tank grenades or something along those lines, because if they don't, then this tank will just continue to live on for quite a while here. Obviously, that's not what we want for the U.S. soldiers here. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I gotta be rooting for the U.S., baby. I gotta be rooting for the U.S. My home country. I gotta be doing it. Yes, sirree, Bob. I am not really seeing any bazooka troopers back here. We saw some earlier on the beach, but I wonder if they ended up being high priority targets for the Germans and they got wiped out, in which case that is not looking too good for the U.S. On the other sides of the beaches, we are not looking at too much progress going on over here. Most of those fellas are still back on the beach, and it's really just these U.S. soldiers over here that are continuing the push and maintaining some level of combat presence on the battlefield right now. Everywhere else, we're just not seeing it. We're seeing petering out fire and things like that. Oh, what if the U.S. loses? Oh, no! We might have to see a part 2 then if the U.S. loses here, because there's no bueno. There's also a massive other part of the map. Let me pause real quick and just show you guys this. There's actually a massive other part of the map way back here, which is like a massive fortress. So, you know, maybe we need to do a part 2 and maybe even a part 3 to show off the different aspects of this map and things like that. Obviously, I only did one part of the map for this battle, the beach, because if I had done all of that stuff way back there as well, it would have lagged my computer until it had a heart attack. We do have some explosions hitting this wall over here at the very least, so maybe we do have a bazooka trooper out here working on this tank, but it just missed. Look, more explosions peppering over here, unless those are the mortars. Those might be mortars. There are mortar pits back here too. Oh, but they're way over here. I don't think it's these guys. I think they're way too far away to actually fire or anything along those lines. So I don't think it's those guys. On the far left over here, it's these bunkers that are just preventing the U.S. forces from moving on forward. These guys are just getting hit so hard by suppressive fire, and then it's tremendously hard to actually hit these guys in the bunkers. They're just so far away and behind such solid cover that actually getting hits or anything like that is a real challenge in a battlefield such as this. So the U.S. is just having no luck currently against these massive machine gun emplacements right now that are just absolutely tearing them apart. This is some brutality of war right now. Holy cow, it is not going too hot right there. This tank is still alive as well, peppering the U.S. forces with fire too. Oh my god, the push over here got almost completely stopped for the U.S. Oh! Someone is out here firing rockets. Who's got a rocket launcher? Show yourself. I want to see. I want to watch. What the heck, man? I literally don't see a guy with a rocket launcher. Am I just completely blind? Someone is firing at this guy with a rocket launcher. I'm so confused. I just don't see him. I don't even know what's happening over there. There are still a lot of U.S. soldiers out here, still commenting and stuff like that, but many of them are just sort of hiding behind different defensive positions and things like that, not really wanting to make their presence known because of just the sheer amount of slaughter that's going on right now. All right, I think we're gonna have to go ahead and group up the U.S., give them a little bit of a morale boost. Let's get the last of the troopers out of these vehicles. There's a few that were in there on the machine guns and things like that. I was hoping that maybe they'd provide a little bit of cover fire for the infantry. Obviously, that hasn't really happened here. So we'll go ahead and get everyone out of here, and we'll give the U.S. forces one last valiant push here. Maybe they can make something out of it and actually manage to get a little bit farther forward. So let's disembark those soldiers. It's a tiny bit of reinforcement, but hey, it's at the very least something for them to work with. So we've got some U.S. forces disembarking here. We're gonna go in slow-mo right now, and we're gonna force these guys into a large-scale push on forward to the front lines of their beachheads here, and try and get them into a little bit more of an optimal position rather than just keeping suppressed on the beach itself. Being this suppressed on the beach is obviously not helping them. They're just going down due to incoming fire. So one last valiant little charge here for the U.S. folk, and try to rally the troops, rally the men, and get them on forward here, get them fighting, and get them a victory, baby. I don't know. France needs to be liberated, baby. France needs some help, folks. Come on. Do it for France. They gave us baguettes and more baguettes. Come on. Forward. March. Why am I sounding German when commanding the U.S.? I don't know. Come on, boys. Up and over. Up and over. Let's go. Have at it. Come on. All right. We've got large-scale charge going on here from the U.S. forces. This is sort of a last-ditch effort to make something happen here. Let's get these boys up here. Hopefully, they can manage to do something in this battle and actually come back with a bit of a victory here. That would be very nice and very epic. All right, so U.S. soldiers moving on forward. They do have a couple of snipers, and that sniper rifle apparently has high caliber potential as it's trying to go after the track of the tank there. I'm not sure if it'll be successful, but it'd be cool if it were. The rest of the U.S. soldiers also moving forward. We've got a few on the flanks over here going after the infantry in the back. I'm really hoping there's a bazooka trooper somewhere around here, or someone with AT grenades or something to deal with that tank, but I'm just not entirely sure if there is. Let's check in on the other parts of the battlefield. These guys have been slaughtered by that bunker. It appears they did not manage to make it very far forward. And these troopers over here also slaughtered by incoming fire. So we're really just down to the soldiers on the far right over here. And these guys are the last ditch chance, and it's really not happening, is it? Come on. Get on up there, boys. Give it your best shot. Anyone got target the tank? Anyone got something? It's really just the snipers that are able to fire at this thing, but I mean, they're definitely not going to damage it. I don't know, maybe they managed to track it or something like that, but I just don't see it actually happening. No one has an AT grenade? Do these soldiers not come equipped with AT grenades? Okay, keep in mind next time for U.S. logistics, bring AT grenades or bring some more bazookas or something. Bring something. Because this did not work. This was a complete and utter disaster of a battle for the U.S. forces here. If we look at the losses, it's just absolute absurdity across the board. Hundreds of dead U.S. soldiers across the battlefield. Barely any dead German forces across the battlefield. Oh, this was a stiffer defense than we thought. So, guys, let me know in the comment section if you want to see Wave 2 come in for the U.S. and try and take down the German defenses in another video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.